What's up, everybody? Um, I was thinking today about the mind and how it is very often it is our enemy. Um, so much so that we, in order to achieve our goals and live in a way which is for our own self-interest, we constantly have to beat it, you know. Because we have intelligence, but the mind is constantly, devising schemes to get us in places that really are not for our benefit, because there are the modes of material nature, which are passion, ignorance, and goodness. And the mind is constantly jumping back and forth, you know, getting us to do stuff that goes against our intelligence. And because we're constantly taking in information that is, or we're constantly engaged in stuff that contaminate our intelligence. We find ourselves in situations that are detrimental to our spiritual development. And it's like the charioteer, the intelligence is like the charioteer, the person driving the chariot. But because the mind is harassed by the horses of passion, ignorance, and goodness, it could so easily send us off a cliff. So unless we purify the intelligence and transcend these modes which have us inclined to destructive activities, which do not lend to activities which get us closer to the Most High. It contaminates our intelligence. We don't see clearly, At least if we engage in activities that are in a mode of goodness, things like, rising early and meditating on the Most High, eating foods that are, vegetarian, vegan. We are actually creating an environment which is suitable, for spiritual development. Otherwise, when we eat foods in the mode of passion, we act like, we engage in activities which are mundane, or worse yet, things like drugs and intoxication. They create an environment which keeps us, inclined to material activities, material mundane thought, and we're not really in control, because we're constantly um, addicted to these things. But in order to get out of being of that kind of destructive path, you always have to be beating your mind, even if you don't feel like it. You understand? You have to get yourself out of that mode of allowing your intelligence to be contaminated by mundane or vain inclinations. You know. That's why it's so important to be very particular about what you're feeding your mind. That's why there's nothing better to focus your mind on but on the things of the Most High. A lot of people think that Krishna is an idol, but an idol is anything that you meditate on. And Krishna being absolute, he's not different from his form, his name, his activities, his paraphernalia, his associates. And by meditating and chanting his name, his glories, one transcends all the limitations of this material existence. So one might say, "Oh, Krishna is an idol. He's an ordinary human being." But if you're meditating on something mundane, something like a car or house or some, something in this material world, it is an idol. That is whatever you meditate on, that is what becomes your idol. And anything that is not connected to the Supreme is illusion, because it has temporary existence. It is not that it's not real. What makes something illusion is its temporary existence. Because we live in this realm. We may call something illusion, but doesn't mean that it's not real. It just means that at some point it's going to end. However, if we connect it somehow to the Most High, it becomes real, because it becomes spiritual. It becomes an instrument for spiritual activity. But if we avoid spiritual activity and we continue in material existence, we cannot be truly free, because we are constantly bound by the laws of nature. So I just thought I'll talk about that. Let me know what you think. End video.